This is probably the largest ship they've seen here yet. This is a Danish flagged vessel, and judging by the size, it's probably a destroyer or possibly some type of patrol vessel. It's actually a little ambiguous what the naming convention is for modern warships. But you can see this ship has two superimposed guns. You can see the ship's bridge, the ship's mast with the communication antennas. So those would probably be SATCOMs, the round things, and then there's the mast, which probably has all the anti-air or the air search radar. There's the ship's funnel. And looking next to the ship, you can actually see the ship's obviously being fueled. So those are fuel trucks. And this actually gives you some idea of the amount of fuel that a ship like this takes. So there's at least 5 fuel trucks there, 3 of which actually are double fuel trucks. And you can see there's the ship's nameplate. It's the Peter, not really sure what I can't really make out the full name. So I'm gonna probably have to get closer and look at the name, but it's the Peter something. And you can see the ship's bridge, the ship's insignia. And there's actually some crew members working over on the gangplank. So they're probably coordinating the fueling of the ship. So here's the ship from the front. So the ship is F362. You can see the Danish naval jack. You can see one of the guns in the bridge and the mast, and some of the trucks that are being used to fuel it. You can also see some of the mooring lines used to attach it to the pier. Doesn't look like there's any activity in the bridge or anything like that. And looks like one of the trucks is actually departing now. And there's the ship's draft. So it looks like it's drawing between 6 meters and 7 meters. So I imagine that 6M at the below is the 6 meter mark, and the 7M is the 7 meter mark, and the numbers in between are probably tenths of a meter. So it would be almost exactly 6 meters. And you can see the markings for a propulsion unit over there. So it would have a bow propeller as well. There's the ship number F362. There's a look into the ship's bridge. So the ship's name is the Peter Willemoes. Probably mispronouncing it, but one of the more interesting ship names that I've seen. And there's a couple of poor crew members standing out on the gangplank, standing guard. There's the people fueling the ship and the fuel trucks. Hull has a big dent in it right there. I wonder what happened. Maybe it ran into something. And here you can see one of the ship's anti-air defense guns. It actually looks like a very similar weapon to the one I saw a couple weeks ago on the German ship. So the one on the German ship is something on the order of a 27mm weapon. This is probably the same design. And you can see one of the ship's radar, probably their main surface search radar. And you can see a dome for one of their communication systems on the funnel. And that way there's probably their navigational radar, so that beam there, or that boom there. And you can see behind the fuel trucks, you can see the Danish flag. I kind of wonder what that box there is. So that probably covering one of the ship's weapon systems, maybe one of their missile arrays or something of that nature. And this is the rear of the ship, so this would probably be a helicopter pad. And there's a hangar which would store the helicopters. And you can see the anti-aircraft gun again. There's the radar, there's the ship's funnel and mast. And looking down the side of the ship, you can actually see the hoses that are being used to fuel the ship, as well as some of the dock workers there. probably monitoring it or something like that. Here's the stern of the ship, so F362. And there's a couple more depth gauges on the aft and the side of the ship. You can see to look at the hangar and at the anti-air gun. You can actually see, if you look closely, the radar that's associated with the anti-air gun. So that circular thing to the upper right or upper left of the gun is probably the radar, the targeting radar for it. And just look down the side of the ship, you can see some of the SATCOM systems, the funnel, the mast. And this is interesting. Above the nameplate, you can actually see a pair of machine guns. Not completely sure what they would be used for. I mean, a weapon that size would have almost no impact on modern aircraft. So, aside from defending the ship from boarders or something of that nature, those guns seem like they would actually be completely useless. And you can see into the ship, there's a life preserver there, the orange thing in the center. A couple of the crew members, one of them's actually holding an assault rifle, which is kind of interesting.